How are you killing your leadership brand? A lot of leaders don't know it, but they are silently killing their leadership brand every single time they take a breath. Loss of respect, uninterested employees, HR complaints, low morale, poor productivity, all symptoms of a leader who is killing their leadership brand. So what is your leadership brand? It's your leadership personality. It's what your employees, your colleagues, bosses, and others think about when they think of you as a leader. It's what you're known for, essentially. It's your reputation as a leader. And more times than not, a leader's perception of their own leadership brand is far different than the perception that others may have. No brainer, right? Well, it's true. A lot of leaders with weak or dying leadership brands, they're often the loudest and most arrogant amongst the group. Is that you? It could be, depending on who you ask. Good thing you're here, because I'm going to give you 3 things to stop doing right now. Yes, right now, because they are killing your leadership brand. Number 1, taking all the credit. No one likes a showboat, and everyone hates the person with all the great ideas but never really had an idea in the first place. It's one thing for you to be genuinely innovative and creative, but it's something horrifying when you feed off the ideas of others to create something and then take all the credit. You know the leader who's always talking about the great new strategies that the team has implemented to get a better result, and every single strategy has solely been their idea? Or what about the leader who listens to a great idea from an employee just to respond with a story about how they tried that idea before, or how they were moments away from announcing that very same thing? Yep, that leader. Listen, if this sounds like you, don't worry, because there's hope. We all have a need as humans to feel significant and to feel like we're making a generous contribution to the team to help them reach success. Now, this may sound a little bit crazy, but I promise you it's true. It's far more impactful when you give the credit away to your team and position the win as a product of your team. Think about it. What does it say about you as a leader if you're giving your employees space to be creative, a platform to try their idea, and then grand recognition when that idea brings the team success? It says loud and clear that you are more interested in helping your employees grow, learn, and build their confidence than to bring a spotlight onto yourself. Nothing screams great leader louder than your employees growing under your leadership and showing no fear when it comes to expressing new ideas, putting them into practice, and doing their part to advance the company's mission. Number 2, lack of follow-up. This one by far is the absolute worst. Almost nothing tanks your leadership credibility and kills your leadership brand faster than being known as the leader who doesn't follow up or doesn't keep their promises. Your employees are not asking for you to take on more than you can handle. They're not asking for you to be overwhelmed or for you to be frustrated by your crazy hectic workload. They're not trying to put more on your plate. All they simply require is that you respect them enough to do what you promised. If you're in a call center and you promised your employee that you would call their customer back, make the call and provide the follow-up. If you're on a busy sales floor and you promise to email some information regarding a new inventory product, send the email. If your employee has to miss time from work unexpectedly and you promise to check the schedule to see what arrangements could possibly be made, check the schedule and follow up with your employee. Follow up doesn't mean that the answer will be yes or that the situation will work out in favor of the employee. Follow up simply means that your word means something and that when you say you're going to do something, you're involved and you do it. Even if you can't do what you originally promised or the plan has to change, following up will ensure that your employee is aware of where the situation stands and they build confidence that if they come to you for something, it's not a waste of their time. Most employee escalations and complaints to upper management and HR, they're nothing more than a result of poor follow-up. Most of these issues wouldn't even be issues if the leader would have kept the lights on instead of having the employee walk around in the dark. Keep the lights on. Your employees deserve to know where their issue stands, and your leadership brand will have a really hard time recovering once you're known as the black hole. There's almost no way out of that one. And number 3, don't play favorites. I mean, come on, we're all humans, so let's just be real for a moment. As leaders, we have our favorites, and it's as simple as that. Some employees are a joy to work with. They make the job so much more easier, and it's a blessing to have them around and to have them in our space, while others, not so much. While this may be the case, your leadership brand, it dies every single time you play favorites, and it's so obvious. Even the favorite employee may give you the side eye if they are emotionally intelligent and they understand how your behavior could potentially be damaging to that of the unfavored. While it may be tempting to give the rewarding and likable duties to your favorite, resist the urge to do so. While everyone won't always agree with the how you do things, you're more likely to get a positive result and less resistance if everyone understands the why you do things. If your favorite happens to be the best in terms of skill set and talent for the duty that everyone wants, then explain why you're deciding to assign that duty to your favorite, and then offer everyone else an opportunity to learn that skill or to develop that talent so that they too can have an opportunity to have this duty assigned to them. This may seem simple, but trust me, it'll save you from those HR complaints stemming from favoritism because you've communicated your why, and whether they like it or not, your decision was a business decision and not a personal one. I don't believe in treating everyone the same. So if you subscribe to that mindset, then I'm the wrong person to ask for leadership advice. I'll just be real. I believe in treating people according to the relationship that you built with them. And as a leader, it's your responsibility to ensure that you've built a positive, productive relationship with everyone on your team, regardless of their performance, personal views, or anything else that may be a hindering factor. As the leader, you should control that relationship. You control the tone of that relationship. I've been in leadership sessions with leaders where they've allowed the relationship between them and an employee to become strained and therefore creating an HR nightmare just waiting to happen. Not only is this pure destruction for your leadership brand, it creates unnecessary tension in your work environment and could project negative energy onto the other employees. A good tip here is your least favorite employee should feel like they're one of your favorite employees. That doesn't mean be fake or be over the top nice with your least favorite. It just means that you make them feel special, and not in a way that highlights their poor performance or bad habits. Rather, taking notice of something they do right, or maybe it's something totally unrelated to the job. This will require you as a leader to put your personal feelings aside, abandoning all the biases, and find ways to show kindness, appreciation, and generosity. Not only will this go a long way in saving and protecting your leadership brand from being tarnished by the game of favorites, but you'll find those performance and behavior conversations will be so much easier to have, because now that employee will know that none of this is personal and that business is just that. It's business. Hey, I'd love to keep this conversation going with you and hear your thoughts on the topic. So please email me, leave a comment, send me a message. Learning continues when we allow the conversation to flow. Do you have frontline leaders in your organization who would benefit from this article or from this video? Are you a frontline leader that benefits from these types of conversations? If so, I invite you to subscribe for free. Subscribe for free at www.jonihollifield.com, and you'll be able to receive more articles, useful tools, and other helpful resources, all designed to help you develop stronger frontline leaders.